everything be measured? Is all measurement accurate? Is it true that if you cannot measure it, you cannot manage it? Are we headed for measurement overkill? Is that why in mythology the god of accounting or measurement is none other than Yama, the god of death? But the truth of our modern lives is that everything has to be measured, whether it's our personal ambition, personal happiness, or our professional output and therefore professional success. How do you escape measurement?
You see, when you use the word measurement, we are trying to create an objective reality. One that we all can agree is the reality. But there is another reality that exists, which is the subjective reality, the personal reality. Let me explain this in the form of a story. You see, one day, Narad came to Mount Kailas and with a mango. And he said, this mango is for the one who runs fastest, who goes 3 times around the world, the fastest. And so Ganesha, 2 brothers, Ganesha and Kartikeya, decided that we will go for the race. So Kartikeya immediately leapt on a peacock and flew around the world 3 times. So he went around the world 3 times on his peacock. And Ganesha sat right in the center doing nothing. He just sat there waiting while his brother flew around 3 times, once, twice, and just when his brother was about to complete the 3rd round, Ganesha got up and just went around his parents once, twice, thrice and says, I won. And Kartikeya says, how come? And Ganesha says, you went around the world, I went around my world. What matters more? This is the difference between objective and subjective reality.
Sure.
So Kartikeya represents objective reality in this narrative and Ganesha represents subjective reality. And think about it, both matter. So when we are talking about measurements, we focus only on one half of the truth, the objective reality. We have completely ignored the other half of the truth, which is subjective reality, which is gut feel, which is qualitative, which cannot be measured. It's about taste, it is about instinct, it is about intuition, which cannot be measured. And some of the greatest success stories in the world are based not on objective reality, but on the subjective realities of imagination.
But everything today in the world is driven towards measuring everything, whether it's objective or subjective.
Yes.
Is your argument then that some things just cannot be measured?
No, some things cannot be measured. Emotions cannot be measured.
But you can grade them. Are you very happy? Are you happy? Are you very, very happy? There is some form of measurement.
Let me tell you the danger of the story of what happens when you try to measure everything. You've heard the tragedy of King Lear, the Shakespeare's play. It is about the tragedy of a king who tried to measure the love of his daughters.
Right.
Now, this play is based on a German folk tale, The Goose Girl, which of course all Indians will claim has its origins in India. The story is of a father who asks his daughters, how much do you love me? And the eldest daughter says, I love you as much as sugar. And the youngest daughter says, I love you as much as salt. And in the father's mind, sugar had a higher score, and so he said the elder daughter loves me more and the younger daughter does not love me enough, and therefore he rejects the younger daughter. And yet from a younger daughter's perspective, she was trying to say how much she loved him, because you cannot eat anything unless it contains salt. He was everything to her. So it's also the perception. You see, the measuring scale may be objective, but the measurer is not, nor is the person who is reading the measurement. So if I took a measuring scale, on one side is a person who measures and the other side is a person who is reading the measurement. They're
Right.
2 people, each one coming to the table with their respective bias, with their prejudices. We are completely ignoring this and we assume that if an auditor comes into the picture, he will figure out the truth.
Because he is more